Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again?
I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio.
Let me find out you wearing Spanx the hide your gut. Let me find out your
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Landra Villarreal. Look, I'm doing the best I can.
Yep,
right?
yep. That was better.
We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
So, this is my last hour.
This is it.
And then I'm out for 2 weeks. If you're new, thank you for being there. But I always take off the final 2 weeks of the year leading into Christmas week and New Year's week. We get a lot of days off for like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So I just take off those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So after today, you won't see me again until the new year. I mean, I'll still do Locked on LSU. I'll still do Morning Scone. I'm just not going to be doing AFR for the next 2 weeks. So I'm not completely gone, but I won't be on AFR for 2 weeks. I need it.
You need a break, man. You need to rest your voice.
I need that.
You need to rest your voice. You just need to recharge the batteries. You know?
My batteries stay pretty charged. I'm good there. It's not that. It's really my voice.
Yeah.
But the last, I was having this conversation yesterday. And actually over today at the parish office, I was talking to Andrew, and it's been, the last 2 months have been as busy as just the whole firing Kelly, everything that transpired. Governor hiring a new president, Verge, all of it. And then all the Kiffin stuff, which was very atypical, right? That was an unorthodox hiring cycle. It was a lot. It was a lot. So looking forward to getting a little downtime. Watch the Tiger. I might go. You want to go to Houston for the game?
For what game?
The Texas Bowl, LSU and Houston.
No thanks.
It's next Saturday. You want to come with?
Yeah, no.
Why not? Do you think Houston Terrio would go with me?
Yeah.
Wake up on Saturday, drive, watch the game, stay, come home on Sunday.
Yeah, I think he would. But I mean, yeah, no, I'm good. I mean, what day of the week is that?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday, December the what?
27th?
Yeah, no, that's my anniversary.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Anniversary of what?
My bride and I's wedding anniversary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Eyes isn't a word, except for the eyes in your face.
Yeah. So that's what that is.
Huh.
Yeah. So I can't go, but I mean, Houston would go. I think maybe. Do you think they're going to win?
Yeah. Honestly, I do. I think LSU offensively has been really bad. Well, they've obviously been really bad this year, but I do think LSU is a more talented team than U of H, and so much of success in bowl games now has to do with like opt-outs and buy-in, like who's playing in the game and who wants to be there. So, like, do you have a commitment from your roster to play and to play hard? And honestly, this is a huge compliment to Frank Wilson. Like, from the time he took over as interim, they didn't have any opt-outs. Now, there's some guys that are not going to play in this game due to injury. Like Mansour Delane, wisely, is not going to play. He's been dealing with a core thing all season, as we've learned, and like he has the potential to be a top 10 pick. He needs to be healthy. I get that. I was told today A.J. Halsey, who accepted a Senior Bowl invite, it is not expected that he'll play. I think he's just going to go get ready for the draft. But, man, you got Braylon Moore back. You've got Aaron Anderson's not going to play, but you've got Braylon Moore back. You've got Nick Anderson coming off the injury as well. I mean, Caden Durham, Harlem Berry, Berrien Brown. I mean, all these guys are there. All the defensive players. I think Jack Pyburn's opting out, but everyone else I think is in. So, Witt's not going to play. So, I mean, you are down some key guys, but these are all some guys that have just been kind of on the shelf for a lot of this year.
Yeah. So
the guys you've counted on for the bulk of the year are going to be there. So, yeah, man, I do. Like, LSU's a 3-point underdog, but the computer metrics have at ESPN give LSU a 65% chance, 67% chance, I think, maybe of winning the game. So I do. Yeah, I think defensively, LSU should have a great game plan. And, hopefully offensively they can hit some big plays. And if they do that, I think they got a chance to win.
Is there the new coaches that are here, are they going to do any of the bowl install stuff?
No, so it's the existing staff.
So could they?
Sure, they could.
Yeah.
That's not totally unprecedented. When Brian Kelly got the Cincinnati job, he actually was the head coach in the bowl game at Cincinnati. I mean, this is years. It was before he was at Notre Dame. Mm-hmm. So that's not totally unprecedented where that does happen from time to time. But no, he's not going to the new staff isn't coaching at all. Lane Kiffin's been out there observing a few practices, but it's Frank's team. It's the existing staff that's out there to finish the season. It's just a weird thing how the dynamics play out in during bowl season with coaching changes because of how the calendar goes.
Got you.
All right. Let's we got 4 first-round college football playoff games. Do you have our college football pick'em music?
I probably do if you give me a second to look at
it. We have 4 games.
Yeah, let's pick them. Let's do it.
I don't know if it's on there, if he plays it off the computer.
What is it?
Usually it's just the CBS college football theme, which is no longer the SEC on CBS. It's the Big Ten on CBS theme. You want to just sing it?
No, I got it. Sorry.
There we
This
go.
one?
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
You could always do loose as a goose again.
That's a good idea, too. You want to do that?
You tell me what to do. I can do that.
It's a good song.
All right, let's do Loose as a Goose. It's way better. Let's do that to pick.
Okay.
All right. I know Paul co-signs.
Do you have Do the Ratchet by any chance?
Which one?
Do
The Ratchet.
The Ratchet.
Not on the.
Okay, that's fine.
Not in the folder, but I can look it up.
Yeah, it's a wonderful song.
All right, here we go.
Put together great.
We got 4 games here in the first round of the college football playoff.
All right.
Start tonight with Alabama against Oklahoma. Can you turn that up a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Let's be mindful of like people driving when your engine's rumbling. Like we're wearing headphones, we can hear, but if you're driving your car, the engine's rumbling, you can't hear that. You gotta crank it up a little. Give me a little more, Alondra. Crank that up. All right. Alabama, Oklahoma.
Give me Alabama here in this one. I don't want them to win. I think they're a more complete team. I think Oklahoma's offense stinks.
They're a more complete team.
I think Alabama's better offensively than Oklahoma is defensively.
Oh, God. I don't think you've watched Oklahoma play at all this year.
I watched them play LSU.
So
LSU ran the ball on them, which was crazy to me. And
you what?
LSU ran the ball on them in the second half, which was crazy to me. They did. If they had ran the ball in the first half, they'd have won. They'd have won the game, but they didn't.
Oklahoma is 7th in the country in scoring defense at 13.9 points per game.
I mean, I realize what the computer says. I'm just saying what my eyes say.
Oklahoma went to Tuscaloosa this year and put Alabama's offense in a figure 4 leg lock, which they're going to do again, by the way.
I hope so.
In Norman. I think this is a hideous football game that will not be in any way aesthetically pleasing. But both teams have big playmaking receivers. Like people want to talk about Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard. Well, Oklahoma has Satania. I mean, they've got the same. It's the same thing. They're very similar teams. Neither team can run. Both teams have quarterbacks that have been hot and cold this year. Both teams have really good defenses. The difference is this game's in Norman. I mean, a great defense in Norman. Yeah, they've already beaten Alabama this year and last year.
You got Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I hope they win. I don't think they will.
Close game. But yeah, like Alabama is not good on the line of scrimmage. Either line of scrimmage. They're not good on the offensive line. They're not good on the defensive line. Like, it is not Nick Saban's Alabama. People keep genuflecting at the logo. That is not a good team on the line of scrimmage. I like Oklahoma. Okay, mañana.
Great job.
Thanks, Alondra. Mañana. Mañana. What? You want it up?
No, we need to turn that down.
Why? You don't like it?
No, I like it, but just, I don't know that it was the right one.
What do you want?
No. I just don't know it was the right version.
Oh, you were worried about what was coming.
No, I wasn't worried.
Oh, good. Good for you. Good catch.
Yeah.
That is a good catch.
Good catch. Yeah, I was not in any way paying attention. Yeah, I
either.
didn't think that at all. I didn't even know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I assumed Musso had the clean version.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, why would you assume Musso would have the clean version?
That's fair.
Like, it's Musso.
I have the clean version of Do the Ratchet Up.
Even better.
Great.
Let's go there.
Let's do it.
This is a wonderful tune. You can crank that one a little bit.
Crank that Soldier Boy.
No.
Who sings this?
Boosie.
Oh.
He's great.
Wow. When did Boosie start becoming popular?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah.
Define a long time ago.
2004, 5. right here, right up the street.
Yeah, I just don't remember going to Fred's and hearing Boosie.
Yeah, man. I mean, Boosie has been a thing. Boosie and Webby, the Trill fam, have been a thing for a long time. C-Loke, another Baton Rouge legend.
I feel like I became aware of Boosie during 2019 when LSU Set It Off on one of the highlight videos.
I mean, it's when most people, well, not most, that's when some people became aware of Boosie, but like he's been a thing. Like, listening to this is a wonderful song.
I mean, I know the Ratchet.
Yeah.
For sure, I've known this song a long time. So this one, I guess I would know, but I didn't realize that was Boosie. Miami visits Texas A&M Saturday morning. What do you think?
Miami's winning this game, dude. What's his name's going to get hot? Beck's going to get hot. I like the little receiver for Miami, the freshman. I can't remember his name. He's got dreadlocks, super explosive. Give me Miami here, man.
I agree. I think there is a little bit of fool's gold with Texas A&M this year, considering every league game they won was against the bottom half of the league. They played Texas and got pushed around a little bit. And then there was the almost inexplicable first half against South Carolina where they found themselves down 27.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed's a really good athlete, but Miami's defensive front is outstanding. I don't know that Reed is going to be the guy that's going to beat Miami throwing the football. I think Carson Beck is a potential turnover waiting to happen, and that could be a problem for Miami. But I do think Miami's the more complete team. I don't love Mario Cristobal, and this game is at Kyle Field, but I do think Miami's the better team, and I think Miami's going to win that game. Even though they're catching 3, I like Miami outright to win. You and I agree.
Okay.
All right, Tulane Ole Miss. You think that's close?
No. I think Ole Miss wins this one pretty convincingly.
I do think this is close. I don't think you can. There's no sport in the world where coaching matters more in game than football. Like, that's an objective truth. Like, your coach, your manager can give you a game plan, a scouting report against a pitcher, but they can't go into the box and see pitches for you. So, like, in football, every single play is strategic warfare. Lane Kiffin is one of the best offensive minds in the world. Like, you can't take Lane Kiffin away and expect they're just not to miss a beat. So I do think this game's going to be closer. I think Tulane's got great buy-in under John Summerall. We saw this game once before already. It was early, Trinidad Chambliss, and it was just an inexplicably awful game for Jake Retzlaff, the worst game he played all year. So I like Ole Miss to win.
Summerall coaching?
Yes. Yeah. I think I just think it's going to be a closer game we saw last time. I think it's 17.5. So I'll take Tulane in the points, but I do think Ole Miss wins, but I think it's a close game. And then Nick Saban's favorite, the JMU Dukes going up to Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, that's Oregon's going to win.
It's an embarrassment.
By a lot. Mm-hmm.
Oregon, like I would lay what is it, 20.5?
It's 20.5.
I would lay the 20.5.
Absolutely.
Oregon will absolutely pick the
Lanning. I think Dan Lanning's going to prove a point too.
Yes. All right. It's after further review. We're brought by First South Farm Credit. Why don't, before you go, because I know you have to go pick up Houston at the airport, you want to tell the people about your experience with First South Farm Credit?
Yes, I mean, and you always say this, I'm always looking for land. I literally am always looking for land. But one of but one of the intimidating things, I guess, about it is it's not like you're buying a house. There are some different things that go along with it, down payments and whatnot, and loans, and it's all different, right? So you need somebody that specializes in that. Also, if it's a farm, there's different rules and regulations that go into that too, things that you don't really know about. So getting with a group that understands those things, when I called, the first thing I learned was, we will communicate and also do this deal with your bank that you're used to using. So that was pretty comforting as well. So First South Farm Credit should be your first call when you're thinking about buying land. Call First South Farm Credit.
Well done. Proud of you. That was really good.
I'm just trying. Look, I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to save your voice.
FirstSouthland.com. All right, Terrio's got to go. We'll roll. We come back. It is portal warfare right now between LSU and Ole Miss. I'll tell you what I know. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time.
Or you don't pay a dime.
752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. Have you had your preseason heater safety check?
No, I don't
like that.
I have not.
When was the last time you did?
At my old house, I did because I had the.
If you can't remember,
deal.
It's been too long. You should do this every year. You wouldn't go years without getting your oil change in your vehicle because it's going to burn up your engine and it'll be really bad. So this is the standard preventative maintenance for your system. You want to make sure that your heater is clean, it's tuned up, it's efficient, it's safe. It'll extend the life of your unit. It'll make it more energy efficient, so it'll save you money while it runs during the cold weather months. It'll keep you, your family, your home safe. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
The jewelry store and tell them make me a grill.
Anthony Parker said, Matt, you're disappointing me with your lack of awareness of Boosie and Webby too. We were hearing him in New Orleans. That's how much he was buzzing. So you need to do Independent by Webby to listen to Trill Fam. So I know Independent, INDEP. I just didn't know. I guess I know a lot of this. I just didn't know what it was. That era, 04, 05 in there. At that point in my professional life, I was producing and anchoring news radio and also working on Rock 93.7. So I was very deep in like alt rock of the early 2000s. So that's probably why there's a little bit of a blind spot there. It's just what you want to talk about all those early 2000s alt rock bands, like name one. We'll roll all day long. It's just kind of, I guess, what you're in. So, but I recognize a lot of those songs. I guess you didn't know who it was. It's a weird blind spot. All right, it's after further review. I'll give you a Saints-Jets preview and prediction coming up here in just a bit. Do you remember last year when Bryce Underwood flipped from LSU? I mean, of course you do. When Bryce Underwood flipped to Michigan, and the reaction in LSU circles, certainly from boosters, was they got really pissed and subsequently really generous. It was very easy for LSU to fundraise for the collective because you had a lot of people who looked around and went, how could this happen? The number one quarterback in the country committed for a solid year, and just like that, a rich guy comes in, writes a check, and we lose out on this, once in a decade type prospect. Like, that was the thought. And so it made everybody super motivated to write checks to fund the collective to go invest in the number one portal class, which LSU landed. We know how it all went, but the financial commitment was there. Now, That was a high school quarterback. Imagine that's your head coach. And not only your head coach, the head coach that had brought you the most success you've had in 60 years, a head coach who said he loved you, and you embraced to the point where you gave him everything he wanted, gave him an offer to make him the richest coach in college football, and he still not only left amidst a college football playoff run, and not only left amid that college football playoff run, but left for a team in your conference that you deem to be your most bitter, hated rival. What do you think the Ole Miss boosters are doing right now? Needless to say, there are a lot of people very willing to write checks in Oxford right now. That feeling is what is fueling Ole Miss as an organization right now. I was told that Ole Miss has an offer on the table for Kawan Lacey that's $1.8 million. They paid him about $400K last year. For this season. This season, he's making about $400K. They've got an offer on the table for him at 1.8. Now, I still think there's a great chance he ends up at LSU, but LSU's going to have to pay him $2 million to get him. So you ask yourself this. In the revenue share era, where you have $15 million in rev share, and then you have this true third-party NIL on top of that. And I've already explained how Lane Kiffin and Billy Glasscock are sort of allocating resources and assigning value to every player and how they're sort of going about their evaluation process. Is a running back worth $2 million? By the way, I was also told that Ole Miss, they're expecting Kawan Lacey to leave, and if he does, they're targeting Nate Shepard from Duke, who is from Mandeville, tore his ACL. A lot of big-name schools dropped off of him because of the injury. As a freshman in the ACC, ran for 1,000 yards. So that's a guy that Ole Miss would be targeting. You see, as I understand it, and we're not an Ole Miss show, but Ole Miss's strategy right now is not only intended to help their program, but also to try to cut Lane Kiffin's knees out whenever they can. So, in a sense, they are sort of interwoven. And I think their strategy at Ole Miss is they want to make Lane Kiffin look bad, and they want to make LSU overpay for their roster. And if you're overpaying for your roster, then you're not allocating resources, financial resources elsewhere. I think that's the concept. Like, let me give you an example. You got Austin Thomas, Frank Wilson, Pete Golding, who's from Hammond. They just brought Kelvin Bolden back. They are going to target Louisiana kids, high school kids, and they are going to target current LSU players that go in the portal intentionally. Like, there might be a high 3-star defensive end from a meet. I'm just throwing out a place randomly. I don't know a player specifically, but there might be that player in Louisiana where you could find a comparable player in Mississippi or Alabama or Texas or Georgia, wherever. But they're going to go after the Louisiana kid for the optics of pulling kids out of Louisiana. So the perception would be, you see, those kids want to go play for Frank Wilson, not Lane Kiffin. Now, I don't know I don't think that's going to be true, but that's optically, I think, what they're going to focus on. One thing they're going to focus on. I think they're going to target, watch this happen. They're going to target LSU players in the portal. So the perception will be, see those guys, they didn't stay to play for Lane Kiffin. They went in the portal and went to Ole Miss because they wanted to go play with Frank Wilson. That's going to be the optics of how they sell it. I think Ole Miss is going to overpay in some instances players to keep them there. We saw this a day ago. There were 4 players just a day ago at Ole Miss that Ole Miss announced they've re-signed these players. Among them, Suntarian Perkins, who was the only 5-star that signed at Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin. Will Eccles, the defensive tackle. Bryson Sanders, their center. And Antonio Kite, their defensive back. Those 4 players have the school's already announced they've re-signed for next year. And I think Ole Miss is going to overpay for some of those guys to keep them away, so they can say, see, it wasn't about Kiffin, it's about Ole Miss, it's about Pete Golding. And then I think they're absolutely going to drive up the price on LSU for a lot of these guys, like I just mentioned with Kawan Lacey. Now, from LSU's perspective, I don't think you should fear this strategy. I don't think that's a problem. I think you have to be aware of it because you play in the same conference, and that is one of your annual rivalries. You're going to play them every year. So you have to be aware of what Ole Miss is and what they're doing. So I think, just as I ran through what Ole Miss's strategy is going to be, I think there's 4 things that LSU can do. Number 1 is you need to take key players away from Ole Miss. Because if you get, regardless of what you have to pay, if you get Trinidad Chambliss and Kawan Lacey and Watkins, the receiver, who I'm told Watkins is maybe the guy on the roster that's most loyal to Lane Kiffin. I was also told they're going after the place kicker, Lucas Carniero. You get a handful of those guys, really key impact guys from Ole Miss to come to Baton Rouge. That's a big win. That's number 1. Number 2 is retain key guys at LSU. And they're going through that process right now. But I'm talking about, can you get Braylon Moore to bypass on the NFL draft and come back for another year? Can you keep DJ Pickett? It seems like that's a foregone conclusion with Corey Raymond staying. That would have been up in the air if C-Ray wasn't here. But DJ Pickett, can you get Whit Weeks to come back for his senior year? What happens with Harlem Berry? That's going to be a big one, especially if you do get Kawan Lacey here. Does Harlem Berry stay? Does he stay at a lesser rate than Lacey? Does he go follow Frank Wilson? Ole Miss, I don't know. I'm telling you candidly, I don't have the answer to that. But I think retaining key players is going to be key. The other third would be adding key high school signees, which you did, right? You added Lamar Brown, you added Richard Anderson. When there was conversation about those guys being tied with Frank Wilson, well, Coach Frank's not returning, and those guys still signed. So that's a big check mark. It's a big win for Lane Kiffin. And most importantly is just win. Just win. Because no matter what the conversation is like in the offseason, who goes in the portal, who stays at Ole Miss, who comes to Baton Rouge, who leaves LSU, who stays, who do you add? It doesn't matter if the result is there. It doesn't matter if you're 85 scholarships, if 40 of them are Louisiana players or 68 of them are Louisiana players or 4 former Ole Miss. It just doesn't matter what that distribution is, how it looks, if you win. Like if they go get a starting offensive lineman from Eastern Michigan, but it's a guy that was all conference there, comes here, starter, plug and play, and is awesome. It doesn't matter that he's from Eastern Michigan. You just want to win. And it's about your evaluation. So if you're able to win, then more investment will come. The hard part for Lane Kiffin eventually would be you get all this investment in Kiffin, the $91 million, Charlie Weiss, $2.5 million a year, Blake Baker, $3 million a year. Are you going to pay Kawan Lacey $2 million? Are you going to go get Trinidad Chambliss? Like all the investment that you're getting, it has to yield results on the field. And if it does, then then it's easier to go back next year to those very generous people and say, let's run it back. Do it again. If the results don't come, then all of those things I just ran through, all of those things all of those talking points, those fan narratives, those start to grow louder. And one thing we very clearly know about Lane Kiffin is he reads what's written, he listens to what's said, he watches what people say and what they do and think. And does that start to balloon to where it actually impacts the way he goes about making decisions and all? I don't know. I don't know Lane Kiffin well enough to know what the answer to that is. I watch him from afar at different places. But what I do know is LSU has been pot committed to give him every resource he needs to win at the highest level. And very clearly, he is pot committed to winning at the highest level. It's why he just walked away from a playoff team to come here. So go do that. Go do that. And then it won't matter what Ole Miss screams about or whatever their strategy is. Because all it really comes down to is the reason Lane Kiffin left is he thought he had a lower ceiling at Ole Miss. You can make a 12-team playoff. He proved it. But it doesn't feel like you could win a national championship there. You can do it here. So win at that higher level here, and all those conversations go away. All right, so after further review, we're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, arco.com, arco.com, A-R-C-C-O, arco.com. It's Arco Power Systems. Man, what a great company. A local company. Home base is right here in Baton Rouge on Airline Highway. But my goodness, Baton Rouge, Bossier, Harvey, Lake Charles, Mandeville, Mobile, LaPorte, Texas, San Antonio, Little Rock. They're all over the place. So if you have a business anywhere in that footprint, go north to Little Rock, east to Mobile, west to San Antonio, just draw a big circle. Anywhere in that footprint, you own a business and you need industrial generator power, you need Arco Power Systems. They can install, sell, service, rent you that industrial Generac generator for your business. It's Arco Power Systems, A-R-C-C-O, arco.com, arco.com. If you are not familiar with Arco Power Systems, you need to be. Turnkey solutions, it's Arco Power Systems, A-R-C-C-O, arco.com. All right, so after further review, we're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Let me knock out a break. Friday shows are brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. Go get you a gift card, maybe a big old stack of cigars. Great opportunity over at Don Juan Cigar Bar for Christmas. Stocking stuffers, gift cards, great for that cigar smoker on your list. Quick break. We'll come back, and we'll give you a preview and prediction of Saints and Jets. It's AFR.
After further review.
Nobody ever likes to see their internet buffering. There are few things in our microwave society in 2025, almost 2026, that will trigger us more than slow internet. Like, we live on our phones, we live online, we shop online, we communicate online, we have to be online. We expect lightning fast internet speeds. Rev delivers that every day. They've got the backing of 90 years of investment in our communities here in South Louisiana. And not only do they have supercharged internet speeds up to 5 gigs, they also have an all-fiber network. And that means it'll matter if the wind blows, the storm comes, knocks branches onto a power line, knocks the power out, you'll always be online because those cables are buried. R-E-V. Let'sRev.com. Have a better experience, y'all. Let'sRev.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Do you know what that mean, man? I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T.
All right, rolling along. We'll do an Ask Us to wrap up the show here in just a bit. Terrio had to go pick up Houston Terrio from the airport, so he had to duck out early. Give you a thought here on Saints Jets. This is an interesting game because you're talking about two teams that were just a month ago thought to be peers. You're talking about the Jets, which started 2-7. The Saints started 1-8. So two teams that were very bad, and a month ago we're sitting there going, okay, they're battling for the number 1 overall pick with the Titans and the Browns. I mean, that was the clump they were in. Well, the Jets have lost 4 of 5. The Saints have won 3 of their last 5. And you look at organizations, not just teams, but organizations that appear to be going in very different directions. Remember, both of these teams were sellers at the trade deadline. The Saints traded Rashid Shaheed from an offense that was already void of playmakers. And you've had so many injuries on the offensive line. And defensively, early in the season, you're bad defensively early. You gave up 44 to Seattle. You gave up 31 at the Bills. You allowed the Bears to score 26, lost by double digits, gave up 34 to the Rams. I mean, you were bad. But starting there, over the last 5, the Saints have been just a tick behind the Texans. They're in total defense in the last 5. The Saints are 2 yards per game behind the Houston Texans in the last 5 games. Inexplicably, the Saints' defense is playing better. Now, part of it is you're not playing at Seattle and at Buffalo and at the Rams. You know, the last 5 have been the Panthers, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Bucs, and the Panthers again. So you're not actually playing like the top of the league, which helps. But you're still seeing better play from a lot of these guys. Chase Young has been outstanding like you paid him to be. Demario Davis is an ageless wonder. He's 120 tackles already this year. And even with Justin Reed being injured, you're getting better, consistent play from your secondary. But really the story is offensively, as we all know, it's been about Tyler Shough. So you look at these two teams. Tyler Shough has now won 3 of 5, 3 of the last 5 after losing his first start to the Rams. He's won 3 of his last 5. 2 of those coming on the road at the Panthers, at the Bucs, divisional road games. While the Jets were jockeying with Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor, these veteran quarterbacks, and now they've turned to Brady Cook, who was very bad last week. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and a blowout loss against Jacksonville. Now, the Jaguars, again, are a very good team, and they lost 48-20. But a week before that, this Jets defense gave up 34 to the Miami Dolphins. So when I look at two teams going in totally opposite directions, and this being a home game for the Saints, I mean, you can look and say, well, the Saints are 4-10, and that's not very good, and the Jets are 3-11, and that's even worse. But these are two teams that are not very good, and I still don't think the Saints are anywhere remotely close to resembling a contender. I do look at the Saints in a microcosm, right? A snapshot of the last month being dramatically better than the snapshot of the Jets in the last month. The Saints that started 1-8 don't feel like the same team that's won 3 of their last 5. The Jets just stink, and now they're trying to cut their teeth with a rookie quarterback who is an undrafted free agent, trying to see if they have anything there in Brady Cook. And oh, by the way, Garrett Wilson's not going to play, and they traded Quinnen Williams, and they traded Sauce Gardner. And so a lot of the cornerstone pieces they had, they've moved on from to build for the future, while the Saints feel like they're building for the future now. Like every game now is a step in that direction, while the Jets are playing for April. So I think Vegas has this one right. Listen, I haven't picked the Saints to win much this year. I didn't pick them either the last 2 weeks. I picked them to beat the Giants. I picked them to lose every other game. And in large part, that's because this team had been very bad on the road, but they've managed to win with Tyler Shough at the Panthers and at the Bucs. So the fact that this game is in the Dome, you're not going to have elements. A Jets team with a rookie quarterback in Brady Cook, who has not been good the last 2 weeks with his extended outings. There's no Mason Taylor. There's no Garrett Wilson. I don't know where the big threat is offensively for the Jets. And defensively, they've been terrible. I think this is a game that New Orleans can and should win. I think for me, the bigger thing is, can the offense get going? This is a Jets defense that's 30th in the NFL in points allowed. They allow 28 a game. There's only 2 teams in the NFL that are worse. But for all the success that we've seen New Orleans have in snapshots with Tyler Shough, right? Big third down conversions, back-to-back scoring drives in your last 2 drives in the fourth quarter last week, the touchdown to tie it, the game-winning field goal drive. Like, all those things are great. But since Tyler Shough has taken over, this is the Saints scoring. 10 against the Rams, 17 against the Panthers, 10 against the Falcons, 17 against the Dolphins, 24 against the Bucs, 20 against the Panthers. So they haven't exactly been explosive. This would stand to reason, even without Alvin Kamara, this could be the game where, no Devon Vele, you're playing a really bad defense, and you're at home. You should be able to go out and hit that 28-point mark, or maybe even bump into the 30s, which they haven't done yet this year. So this feels like a good opportunity to go do it. I do think the Saints win. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself in understanding still what they are and who they're going to be without this weekend. But the Jets are terrible, and the Saints are a team that's playing better. So, yeah, I'll take the Saints to beat the Jets Sunday in the Dome. We'll see how many of these last three can get where they might be favored in all three of them. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Holidays are upon us, y'all. Get by Rouse's. Rouse's.com. Got 70 locations. If you're buying for that holiday party, you can get by Rouse's. They'll take great care of you. Rouse's.com. Sandwich platters, party trays, party platters, desserts, wine, beer, bourbon. They got everything for you, and they'll help you make your groceries too at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's. This feels like home. Okay, final break. We'll do a quick Ask Us to get out of here on AFR.
AFR.
My final show here of the year. And one more time, I'll get to remind you about Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. And certainly all of our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas, happy holiday season, and a happy new year. And if you've been injured in an accident, be sure to do what I encourage you to do all the time. Get Gordon and get it done. You can always go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com for Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Offices all over the state of Louisiana. The website's super easy to use. There's a little chat bubble at the bottom right if you want to get in touch with an associate so you can start that process. If you want to see actual client testimonials, you can do that at getgordon.com. There's even a guide there to tell you the types of cases they handle at getgordon.com. So, yeah, we talk about car accidents all the time and big truck wrecks, but it's only a part of what they do. So when you go to getgordon.com, you could click the types of case we handle tab, and it'll tell you all that information. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR. Do a quick Ask Us. Remember, if you are hitting the road this holiday, around Christmas, make sure you get to Shaw Bills. Take care of your vehicle. ShawBillsTire.com. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. What is that?
I don't know. It said Ask Us, so I hit that.
That is not it. That is not it.
I think it's this one.
That's it. There it is. That's it.
It's not labeled as Ask Us.
It's all good. Why would it be? Michael Katorchis. Michael Katorchis. Katorchis. Michael Katorchis. On the show text line, this was so good I had to tweet it. He said, give a shout out to the people watching in their truck. Just realized you could do this via YouTube. Look at that. He's got the screen in his dash. He's got YouTube on there. And it was me and Terry. So he's watching in his truck.
That feels unsafe.
That's what I said. So I tweeted. I was like, I'm not sure I can completely endorse this because it looks dangerous, but this is some next level commitment and very cool. So shout out to Michael Katorchis. Well, you
It's
laugh.
got to be Greek.
Katorchis. Ubuntu? You don't get that reference?
No.
Paulie, do you get that reference?
I did not.
God, dog. My big fat Greek wedding.
been
Bunt.
a while since I've seen it.
Bunt cake. The bunt.
Yeah.
Bunt. Bunt. A cake. There's a hole in the cake. Alondra, why are you wearing glasses?
Because I can't see at night.
I see. You told me those are blue light glasses.
That too.
You need to go to the
It has
Williamson
all of
Eye
it.
Center. That's what you need to do. My sister-in-law wears blue light glasses, and as someone who had terrible eyesight my whole life, I'm offended by the fact that she wears glasses like it's a fashion statement. Paul, are you offended by blue light glasses as well?
Not really.
Paul, you're not offended by anything.
This is also true.
I know. All right, we got to get out of here. I'm Alondra. Thank you for hanging out today. I appreciate it. Paulie, thanks. I'm out until the new year. So we got a lot of vacation days for everybody around the holidays, but Moose will have you when we're here. So y'all be good. We'll see you in 26.
AFR.
And you can guarantee that at some point during my vacation, me and Eric, or maybe just being by myself, getting over to Supper Club. Was there on Tuesday night, and I'm telling you, it's just a reminder every time I go how much of an unforgettable dining experience Supper Club is. Look, they did a beautiful job with the decor, all the Christmas decor. It's awesome if you want like Christmas photos, right? Instagrammable photos. I mean, Supper Club's great for Instagram no matter what, but you want the Instagrammable photos because of all the decor. They did a beautiful job. But I'm telling you, whether you get the free-range chicken, whether you get the Chilean sea bass, whether you get the veal parmesan or any of their incredible steaks, from their prime beef to the Sagrera cuts to the super rare stuff like their Wagyu and the Omi beef, you're going to have the most incredible dining experience of your life. It's Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. Book your reservation today. SupperClubBTR.com.